So let's go back again a little bit more what we were discussing in the previous video. So here we are. We were talking about, I think her name is Gina Carano, and she was booted off of a TV show, The Mandalorian, because of her statements about how we need to have more dialogue between people, because the way that the Holocaust happened was, it wasn't just how was the government able to get away with this, and it was because the people were convinced, and they othered everybody else. They othered the people who were not them, and so the people were willing accomplices in the crime of the Nazi Party. And so again, this is how we have to cure this disease. The government, I am genuinely scared that they're going to start putting us in camps. They're threatening to do this, threatening to take our kids away, threatening re-education, truth czars, all kinds of crazy, un-American things. And they're already accomplishing it on the social media. Meaning you're getting canceled, and then we're gonna say a libertarian answer. Well, that's a private company. They can do whatever the hell they want because they're a private company. They're not bound by the Constitution, because the Constitution says that Congress shall make no law. But the truth of the matter is, well, the individual states also, under the Constitution, have that right. Meaning, but we don't apply it that way. And here now, the real power brokers in the world are the Twitters and the Facebooks and the YouTubes. They're much more powerful than any government, and that's why it's so crucial for President Trump to start his own media company, totally independent, and a media empire, because that's going to be more power than just being the president, because that's where the power really lies, and that's how it's supposed to be. The president's not supposed to be powerful, and the thing is, President Trump wasn't seeking power, he was seeking to return the power to the people, and now the left is seeking to take the power away from the people. That's the story. That's what we're dealing with. And we got to figure out how to overcome this, because this is ridiculous. We can't let this continue to happen. And the way to solve this is that both the right and the left, we have to sit down and talk to each other and stop calling names. And again, like I said, I don't care. It's kind of like Rabbi Lapin says, I don't care if a Christian or Muslim believes I'm going to hell, as long as they don't do anything to get me there quicker, right? So if that's the case, then it's the same thing here. I don't care if you believe in communism. I don't want to take away your right to believe in communism, but I sure as hell am not going to let you here in America force me into it. If you dislike this system so much, get up and go to Cuba and see how you like it there. Get up and go to China, go to North Korea. Or buy some land with a bunch of your friends and live like that. Go ahead. I don't care. You want to live a communal lifestyle? Go ahead. Just don't force me into it. That's all I'm saying. You want two men to get married, whatever? Go ahead. Just don't force me to officiate at it or bake a cake for you all or whatever it is. Whether I'm right or wrong. I have the right to be wrong also. When there's another cake guy across the street, another bakery, but no, you got to go to the Christian guy just to shtoch him, as we say. No, that's not how these things work. You can do your thing, and we appreciate that, and that's fine. You want to buy a cake from me, just a plain cake, and then you're gonna you're gonna buy the figurines and put on yourself. That's your business. That also, I would say that's, not in the classical libertarian sense that should be, but under the laws that we have currently, I can't tell you cannot buy a cake here. There was a story about pizza shop, and then somebody went there, and then someone called them, and they were like, no, I wouldn't cater a gay wedding. And then the guy went and he bought a pizza, and then he's like, I'm serving this at my gay wedding. Well, that's different than catering it, and I'm not going to say you can't buy that pizza, right? I mean, but let's say to make that cake with the two grooms on top, how's that different than going into a kosher restaurant and saying you have to serve me pork because you're discriminating against pork eaters? No, you can say pork eaters are welcome here. You just can't. I'm just not selling you pork, right? It's the same thing. It's exactly the same thing here. And the same thing with the whole question. And again, these seem to be moot points now. There was a question some time back about Obamacare and paying for the contraception or something. It's like, really, from the Jewish perspective, or it's like saying, oh, you got to pay me in bacon cheeseburgers. Well, I can't. You got a Muslim. You got to pay me in alcohol. Well, I can't. That's against my religion. Well, it's the same thing for this Christian here, who believes this about contraception or whatever. So, and meaning this is the point. I mean, you want to make money and pay you money, and then you go buy these things. Well, I'm not going to stop you from doing that, right? Meaning, if you're working for me at the kosher pizza shop, and I pay you cash or a check or whatever, and then you go buy your bacon cheeseburger, well, that's your business. It's not, you're not affecting me by doing that. It's that type of thing. So anyway, that's the story. That's what we got here. But the point that I'm saying here is we got to open up our dialogues somehow, and it's very hard. But we also have to learn how to keep our own thing, meaning that, like we were saying this morning about Abraham and Noah. Noah was all about just, surviving, right? And Abraham was ministering and reaching out and evangelizing, proselytizing. And we got to figure out, we got to do a little bit of both. We got to hold on to who we are and try to raise our kids the way we want to and save them from drowning in this flood. But we also have to open up that dialogue too. And how do we manage that? How do we balance that? Because I'll tell you, I've been doing it. I went on 2 weeks ago, and it's available on YouTube. I think it's actually private video, but if someone wants it, I have a link and I'll send it to you. Where we had a secular Jewish scholar, not a secular person, but a scholar, and we had me, a Hasidic rabbi, and the Chabad rabbi, also Hasidic, but different type of Hasidic, and the Reform rabbi, conservative rabbi, and we all discussed what we believe and so forth. And then a week from today, we're gonna have it with me and then also conservative rabbi and the he's a pastor, a liberal pastor, and an imam, and we're gonna have this dialogue, and that's what we got to do. We got to show that we don't have horns. That's a lesson that we got to learn from the Holocaust. And Gina Carano is 100% right. Meaning, because if we do that and we build these bridges